Hello, my friends. Mark Cunningham at Grace Property Management. Let me talk to you for a few minutes about the idea of how clean a rental property should be when a new tenant moves in. So we had a tenant move out of a rental property not too long ago, and as they were moving out and turning their keys in, everything went fine. But they said this, and I bet you have heard this in the past from one of your tenants as well. Hey, Mark, just so you know, yeah, I left it cleaner than it was when I took it. Just wanted you to know that. When I took it, it wasn't too clean. I left it super clean. Now, I'm a little bit cynical. I'm a little bit jaded. I've been in this business for a long time. We've heard this a lot of times, haven't we? Now maybe it's true. I mean, some people really are clean freaks and they do a great job. But more often than not, we find that not to be the case. We find that instead when we do the walkthrough, we're looking at it thinking, it was clean. It wasn't even this clean when you moved in. Well, either I did a bad job giving you this property because this thing is dirty, dirty, dirty. So what do we do? And at the same time, you have the owner who's like, hey, you make sure that you charge their deposit for any cleaning that needs to be done. They need to return it in the same condition it was left in, which would include incredibly clean. And now you're stuck in the middle. What do you do? Well, let me offer you some thoughts on how to deal with the vacating tenant, their security deposit. Do you charge them for cleaning? Do you not? And how do you get it ready? And who pays for it? And it's hard. Well, it starts with this concept. Understanding that there's more than one definition of clean, isn't there? There just is. Now, let me share with you two definitions that you as a PM need to make sure you understand. Definition number one is broom clean. If a property is broom cleaned. Now, you can probably just guess at what that means, but basically, it means as the person was vacating, they take a broom and they do some cleaning. They sweep the floors, they probably take a paper towel and wipe the countertop off. They don't spray Windex on it, they don't spray cleaner, they just wipe it off. They flush the toilet, they spit polish the mirror. No, they don't spit polish the mirror. What do they do? Maybe they vacuum the carpets. Broom clean, okay? You walk in and you don't gasp in horror. It's broom clean. Definition number one. There's another definition we need to understand. We use the terminology white glove clean. White glove clean. Meaning, of course, if you put a white glove on and you ran it across any surface, would you look at it and there's nothing there? Did someone clean it so carefully that they were probably wearing white gloves while they shined the microwave and they cleaned the inside of the stove and the tops of the ceiling fans and the banisters with white gloves? So hopefully, conceptually, you understand a little bit between the difference of broom clean, which is probably what you do in your house, and white glove clean, which is what my wife does in our house. Okay, before I tell you how to play those into your security deposit returns, let me thank the sponsor for this video, Second Nature. Now, Second Nature has a program, their resident benefit package. If you are not ensuring that you are back billing your tenants through the form of a resident benefit package for a lot of the expenses you're incurring, my friends, it's time to get that in place. Now, there's a number of ways to do that, but Second Nature can hold your hand through that whole process. I will put a link to Second Nature in here. If you've never contacted them, reach out, see how they can help you build that resident benefit package for your property so that you can actually start making a little bit more money and cleaning your properties like they need to be cleaned. Okay, let's talk about the vacating tenant first. So tenant vacates, and you've got to decide, gosh, do I charge this tenant for this clean? I mean, it's definitely not as clean as it was when they moved in, and I'm going to have to send someone in here and do some touch-up cleaning at a minimum, so do I charge them for the touch-up cleaning? Well, here's what we want to know. The legal standard, in most states, I assume yours as well, the legal standard for a security deposit return, which is it? Is it broom clean or is it white glove clean? Put your hand like this. Come on, think about it. Is it broom clean? Legally, or is it white glove clean? Now, if you said broom clean, congratulations, you're right, you win a prize. The legal standard, in order to get your deposit back in most states, there is either case law or there would be judicial rulings in the past, but the standard you need to make sure that you are enforcing as it relates to the return of security deposits legally is simply broom clean. You need to say to that owner, Mr. Owner, the state law dictates, make sure it does, don't lie, the state law dictates that in order for a tenant to get their security deposit back, the cleaning standard needs to just be broom cleaned. Right? They can't leave junk behind. They can't have cereal spilled all over the floor. The oven can't be dripping grease everywhere, but only broom clean. That's the standard. And this property, Mr. Owner, was broom cleaned. Therefore, we have to give them back their deposit. Okay, now let's pivot. Now it comes to move it to turnover time. So they get their deposit back. But now you look at it and you're like, I can't rent this to somebody else. Like the microwave does need to be wiped out. The oven is a little bit dirty. And I mean, the bathtub, I mean, it's not disgusting, but it's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. What do I do? Well, let me ask you question number 2. Isn't this fun playing this game? Question number 2 is this. Your company's professional standards for vacant homes is what? Is it broom clean or is it white glove clean? Now, if you don't know, if you're really confused, if you're like, oh gosh, I don't know, let me give you the answer. Let me help you cheat. Because if it's not previously, it is now. Your new standard, your new company professional standards for turnovers, for move-ins is what? It's white glove clean. That's right. Congratulations. You got that one. You got that one right. So what that means is when the tenant vacated and they only had it broomed cleaned, that's fine. They get their deposit back. But in order for you, because you're a professional, in order for you to put that property back on the market and attract a high quality tenant, your internal standards, not legal standards, just your internal company standards require that property to be what? Let me hear you say it. White glove cleaned. And that's what you say to your owner. Mr. Owner, I understand that the property wasn't beautiful when they moved out, but the law requires them just to have a broom cleaning of the property to get their deposit back, which they did, so we have to give it back to them. But in order for us to put it back in the market, attract a high quality tenant, and in order for that property to meet our professional standards, property's got to be white glove cleaned. Now, don't ask me who pays for that, because the owner does. I mean, who else would pay for that? You can't charge the tenant. You're not going to pay for it. It's not your property. So it's an owner cost. The owner needs to expect that to happen. Now, part of this is you prepping the owner on those things. Now, one more piece of advice on this, I would highly recommend that you give your vacating tenant some turnover information. So when they give you a notice to vacate, you inform them, hey, Mr. Tenant, and this is kind of what we say, listen, like we want to help you get your deposit back, okay? We're not in the business of holding deposits. We want to get that back to you. So we're going to give you some documentation. Follow this information. It'll tell you how to clean the property, what we want you to do, what we don't want you to do, how to turn key, all the stuff, so that in order that we can help you get your deposit back. Now, if you want to see our letter, it's in our forms package. Actually, I don't know if it's there, but I will put it there tonight. If you don't have our forms package, come on. We've got like 22 forms in there. But get that, make sure you're communicating with tenant, because that'll help them get it rent ready. Now, if you want more information like this, visit our website, pmbuild.com. We've got 100 plus videos. We've got document systems. We got all sorts of stuff. We got income stream training that you probably want to take a look at. My friends, this will help you make your owners understand how they are doing on the cleaning. It'll help you attract higher quality tenants and hopefully keep everybody just a little bit happier and give you clean property.